Hey everyone, welcome back to our exciting episode of Tech Protection Tiebreaker. I'm joined once again by Jake. As today we go over what is going to be a mirror match, not just any mirror match, but a legit, almost deck-to-deck mirror match, which we weren't expecting. But hey, it's on camera, and I feel like it's a good slugfest. So, like always, there's buttons, links, check them out. But let's get into it. What's going on, Jake?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, so almost a one-to-one build, I think it is.
Yeah, so I originally put this list together and was testing it one night when we were all playing at the Racket Club. And my opponent here, our buddy Nick Red, he was like, "Hey, I really like that list. Will you send it to me?" And I didn't have any contact info for him at the time, so I sent it to Jimmy. And then him and Jimmy, I think, tweaked it a little bit, but it stayed pretty close. And then since then, I've changed the list a little bit, but we were comparing decks at the end. Our Z decks are like two cards different, and then our main decks are, I think, six or eight cards different altogether. So uh, this is going to be a very back and forth game. And this game is really, especially the Soul Striker matchup, um, when you're in a mirror match situation, it's very often not who puts their threats on the board first, but who puts them on the board at the right time. So even though I look like I'm getting pretty far ahead with this Piccolo play here, um, there's a lot that he can do on his turn to change the flow of the game. And had I been greedy and attacked with Piccolo that second time, and comboed the pan away for Z energy, my Piccolo would probably very likely be dying here because he would just spend his first attack and his pan combo doing that.
Which then
So you
ultimately slows
really,
you down.
yeah, so you really have to consider when you put your threats on the table in this matchup because the Soul Striker deck is so good at dealing with what you played on your last turn and then advancing their board just a little bit.
Now, um, I know Nick tends to play more of Villainous Cell. I don't think you do that one as much, do you? I can't remember.
Which one?
Villainous Cell, the
Oh
pseudo.
yeah. Yeah, that is a staple for Soul Striker nowadays. I feel like just basically having eight super combos, since you're pretty much always going to have one energy up, and just being able to combo it for 10k, draw a card, and then add it to your Z energy is just huge. It enables you to do so much on offense and defense, really, because you're going to get the untap before your turn is over, so you can plan out exactly when you're going to use it.
You guys have a little hand control pressure here.
Yeah, just classic Floodgate. The main reason I ended up going with this guy is because the Goku and Oob, the promo four drop, I think it is. This is a target for that since it's a three drop Earthling, so you can just grab it off the top when you search for top five, and then it's a all around good defensive piece.
We were just like talking for a little bit. I didn't realize you got him down to 3 life that last turn.
He's a three or four here. I don't remember. I might be three.
So this Gohan also, I think he's a triple attack, but obviously if he wants to continue pushing, he has to bottom deck cards, right?
Yeah. So I think mostly it was just to move that Piccolo since it has been so much pressure for him this game. And now Nick's kind of able to do what he wants here.
Yeah, he's passing 2 point energy, which in blue is like a lot.
Yeah.
He has a triple attacker ready to go if you can't get rid of it to your next turn. And a dual attack if you leave the pickle on board, which I don't think you're going to leave the pickle on board.
No, I'm gonna try and remove it as best I can. I've still got this 25k servant swing on this Gohan, but I'm just gonna do the classic turn four Soul
Yep.
Striker play nowadays and go ahead and go into In the Name of Hunger.
This
We're
is
gonna
actually
absorb this guy.
this is why I was asking about the villainous cell. I know you do this strategy a lot, and I know my luck. I would hit villainous cell and put it into my energy, which would just mess me up. You, on the other hand, I don't think you haven't had that problem occur yet.
Oh yeah, it's happened, but for my list, I don't have a ton of stuff that requires you to have only blue energy. And then I've got a couple of Zeno super combos to fish it out if it does get top charged into the energy there off of In the Name of Hunger.
Yeah.
Another thing I did do is this list originally had a lot of, it had like four black cards, two yellow cards, and all four of the cells. And I was just top charging an off color card way too
Yep.
much.
Yep.
So this build has nothing but the infernal villainy cells that are off color and worked really well for me so far. Like you said, I haven't really hit any bad top charges in the two events I've played this list in.
Green on the rose stops the attack immediately. It's not a bad play at all. And you
Yeah,
went
that felt really bad.
and you just turning around, giving 21 barrier, if I recall correctly, and
Hmm.
pass turn for yeah.
Yeah, more and more now, I find myself just giving her barrier and then leaving her up to block. This format, it feels like there's a lot of big threats that can kind of come out of nowhere. And just having a big 20k blocker with barrier on the table that you know is going to be able to get in the way of one attack. Because she gives you way more than four energy worth of value when you cast her anyway. So uh, I'm okay with just getting a block out of it. But looks like he's just going to remove her here with this Beerus.
Because he gets yeah. No. Only if you
Or
combo up.
is this not Beerus? I don't think this
It
is Beerus.
it is Beerus, but Beerus doesn't get rid of barrier. So like on
Yeah.
he comboed over. You didn't combo out of it.
Uh oh yeah, it's when he activates the main
Yes.
that he gets the barrier removal. Okay. So I just went ahead and blocked before he removed it anyway.
And
I always get
using Koitsukai to cycle his cards a little bit in his hand, but now it makes it hard for you to get. Now, Grant, you only have one open energy, so like your negates are really limited to non-battle card negates because you can't activate 17 yet.
yeah, not right now. After he removed the Z card. But he knows what this deck is capable of, and it's very likely that I get back to three active energy during his turn if he continues to attack. So I didn't think the Koi was a bad play at all.
Yeah,
And there's Cell right there.
which isn't a bad um, card in this instance, like you mentioned earlier, just because it allows you to cycle the cards up a little bit more for you. Like you pay one to draw one on your opponent's turn. It's a 10k combo. It works out great. You Z charge it. Now you could do 17 if you wanted to. Um,
Hmm.
Now I did notice one of the things you've added to this deck, and we talked about before, is this North Kai. Uh North Kai, no, West Kai.
Yeah.
Such a good defensive card because it bounces the card back to your opponent's hand from the combo area. Now, granted, sometimes that can be it's when those things you time it correctly. Like you don't want to bounce back a super combo, obviously, but for Z charging, it is such a good card to say no, get rid of that.
Oh yeah, the entire reason this card is in the deck is because so many decks now want to spend their first turn that they can attack swinging with lead, combo one, and Z charge it to like start their engine. But you can just combo this Kai, and sure you don't get to take the life, which kind of sucks in Soul Striker. Like you want to take damage. Just getting to bounce that card back to their hand and forcing them to spend energy to make another attack or just do a play that they otherwise wouldn't want to do uh, can give you a little bit of a extension on your own game plan because this Soul Striker deck wants to go pretty late. I haven't really been able to close out many games before turn 6 or 7 with it, but when it does get to that late game, it's really strong.
I don't know if he does or doesn't, but I know you incorporate the Z leader Goku
Oh yeah, I love that card.
with a double strike crit, and he gets plus 1,000 for every energy you have.
Yeah, when you attack. I think you lose out on the energy restanding, but I kind of use it more as a Champa now that that card's gone. Just swing in with the lead, and if they don't think about it and they have two life, I can just go to town.
And it's very interesting, like because this is the blue on blue effect. Um, you have a great cards on the board to attack with. You just can't get him off, and then almost vice versa. Like there's a lot of cards and some turns like he tries to go really get big on you, and you go no, hold off on that. Speaking of big
Yeah.
cards, this is a good card to play. Um, Triple strike, barrier, deflect, blocker. Now it won't restand if he attacks with it because you have to have the trunk leader if I recall correctly, but still like such a good card.
Yeah, it's also going to force me to bottom deck a card from hand and a battle card of his choice, I think, at the end of turn.
Mhm.
So, um, and like you said, it has barrier, so it's pretty much impossible for me to remove during his turn. So I'm gonna have to pay the tax on it at least once, and then now that I've thrown a defending friends down, it's entirely possible that he just doesn't attack with it, but he ended up attacking with
Yeah,
it, and then I would have to deal with it blocking too. Oh, it actually does restand. My bad.
it does.
I don't think you get to restand the energy, maybe, unless you have a trunks. I don't know. But we read the card at the
Okay,
table, so I'm pretty sure you get to restand it.
I thought there was a
Because I was
trunks
like,
effect,
I've never actually cast this thing. I just stick it under in the name of hunger.
which is go to strategy for most blue decks now.
Yeah.
Now Beerus will snipe it though, unfortunately. Or
Yeah. Once I pay for this, I'm gonna bounce a card with barrier, and unfortunately, Vegito has that. Oh, fortunately for me, but
it's been one of those things where also like you guys were doing such a good job, like turn after turn, keeping each other from like you were saying at 4 life, he was saying at 3 life, and now we're starting to see that push. He's down to 2 life now. You feel like you're more in control. You have plenty of energy, and he's also in a situation where if you were to negate, you have the energy to activate a counter.
yeah. So this Goku Black is really scary for him because he's at two life, I think.
Yes,
So he's gonna have to find a way to deal with this potentially without being able to activate a negate. It's a scary situation to be in. Very cleverly, he's just gonna negate the double strike.
which is a good in this situation. It's one it opens up two ideas. And Grant, we couldn't get him on the call to kind of get his input here, but when he does that effect, like you could have easily had countered that, if you had Golden Eight. But now it kind of tells him that's a game that you're going for a game there, and you didn't stop the counter, which kind of makes him breathe a little bit easier, knowing that if he gets another counter, he could possibly use it safely without having to worry about you getting rid of it.
Oh yeah, it was pretty much a green light there. I mean, there's something to be said about using a card that doesn't actually negate the attack. And maybe because I still have energy up and stuff, maybe I don't really care if double strike gets negated, So maybe I don't pop the ape there, but I'm pretty sure I don't have it. I don't remember exactly what was in my hand at this point. Yeah, I'm digging. If I'm playing Vegeta on 4 life, my hand is not looking good.
Now, The only restriction to the one Goku Z leader is that you get them 7 energy, right?
Right. They have to have 4 less life as well.
Do not know why TCG players being so. It's all inspiring. That's what his name is, right?
I
No,
think
it's not.
so.
No, it's not. Nope. I cannot find this card for some reason on TCG player, and it's getting quite annoying.
Yeah, but you can see, as I was talking about earlier, I spent my In the Name of Hunger pretty early in the game, and now he's going to use his to just shred the board.
Yeah, because he gets to take one of them as a Z stack, and the other one I think he gets was it bottom decks it or something.
Yeah, unfortunately, he can't hit this Beerus because it's got barrier, and then he can't really bottom deck this Gohan without me getting access to it again.
Does he not have a Vegito in his?
He cast it earlier in the game,
That's
remember?
right. That's right. He did cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no other good targets. That's unfortunate right there too.
Yep, but he removed my thread, got to get a little bit of pressure here, and
Oh, okay.
you know, so he
Real,
swung into the Beerus.
real quick for clarification, because I knew it had Trunks effect. Godly Spirit. If your leader is Trunks feature, when this card attacks or activates blocker, you may add 1 card from your hand to your life. If you do, add 1 card from your life hand. That's the
Yeah,
Trunks
yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Okay. I was so good because, like you said, most times people play this card is with this 21 Android. So I just had to verify. I was like, I knew there was a Trunks effect somewhere in there. So here, he's kind of got the swing in, which kind of opens up because like the only thing he could take from because I Rose doesn't have barriers, so like it kind of leaves his 21 a little bit open to your turn now because you could just play a card to pop it if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point, it did what he wanted it
For
to
sure,
do.
it's practically stole 3 of your cards.
Yeah, well, he was able to kill the Beerus. This Gohan should be in rest mode. I'm pretty sure I catch it. I hope I catch him.
You did you opt to give barrier to Piccolo or did you not find a pan?
There's no pans in the list. I just gave it barrier.
But
Yeah, I
here,
caught it in rest mode.
but here you are going for that game-winning attack because, like you said, it is a Trump effect. He didn't negate, so boom.
Yep, we're gonna go straight up, combo everything, go for the double strike, and make sure we don't count this Vegeta or this Gohan.
Now it doesn't. I can't remember. He doesn't gain the wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well send everything. I know this deck can get to crazy high combo power. I don't think I've seen him spend a cell all game. So,
um, that does the Goku doesn't gain the additional 1K for each energy because I think it's an auto, right?
yeah, it's when I swing. So I would have had to Z Awaken before to get that bonus.
But then that would tell him like, oh no, negate that attack.
Hmm. So the end of this combo, after he removes the baby hatch from my combo area with Pilaf Shumai, it ends up being like 95 to 75 in the end. So even with comboing all of my hand and all those 1+10Ks, he still got within 2 cards of being able to get out of that.
That's ridiculous. But that is the power of Soul Striker. So today, Soul Striker did win. Obviously, one of them was going to win. So thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind those buttons, links, check them out. And yeah, bye.